It has been a couple years since I did a desk setup video, and since then I have made a couple tweaks here and there that I think would make for a fun video to watch. Let's start off with the desk and chair. The office chair that I am using is the Ergonomic Ergo Plus 743. The mesh seat and back provide a flexible and comfortable sitting experience. One of the neat things about this is that it has a clever design with the placement of the adjustment levers. They are placed right next to the seat, making it very easy to reach. This has a robust frame with a weight capacity of 350 pounds. The chair is not only durable, but is also backed by a reassuring 15-year warranty. Its ergonomic design has significantly enhanced my comfort, providing support for both my back and bottom during extended work periods. To anchor my setup, I have the FlexiSpot E7 Pro standing desk, featuring a sleek white desktop measuring 55 inches by 28 inches. This dimension perfectly accommodates my setup, allowing ample space for two 27-inch monitors alongside my computer. The E7 Pro is FlexiSpot premium standing desk, and you can tell by how well it comes packaged. One of the best features is the anti-collision mechanism, ensuring safe adjustment by halting movement when encountering obstacles. The funny thing is that this feature allows for manual interruption by a simple slap gesture, an innovative and convenient touch. The desk has 4 programmable buttons, so you can technically have a preset for 2 sit and 2 standing heights in case you will be sharing the desk with someone else. The control hub also features a USB-A port, so you can plug a device to charge from there. Pretty neat. So the desk is very sturdy and is able to hold up to 440 pounds, which is definitely more than enough weight for most users. The desk has very smooth motors that lift and lower the desk, so you don't have to worry about your drinks spilling over or items tumbling off your desk. To further refine the workspace, optional accessories are available for the E7 Pro: a tray for power strip organization and cable concealment, as well as a magnetic mesh cover, contribute to a tidy and organized aesthetic. As for the monitors, I have two 27-inch monitors. The right one is the Samsung S8 4K monitor that I use specifically to edit my videos, and I have been using this since the beginning of 2022. The left one is the Pixel PX 227 Pro Quad HD 165Hz gaming monitor. Pixel did send this out to me last month to test out, and I will be dropping a review on it in a couple of weeks, so stay tuned for that. The monitor arm that I am using for these is still the same one that I've been using since 2021, and this is the EliTab dual monitor arm. This does a great job at hiding the cables with the cable management tray in the back. The arms are spring loaded and can hold up to 17.6 pounds each, and this has been working really well for me, so I haven't had the need to change it. At the heart of all this is my custom PC that I built to handle 4K video editing and gaming. For the CPU, I went with the AMD Ryzen 9 7950X alongside the Gigabyte RTX 3080 GPU. And I have 128GB of DDR5 memory, which is a bit of an overkill, but it does help speed up my productivity. I can have multiple programs open while I'm editing without the system slowing down. I also have 15.5TB of storage to hold all of my video footage and assets that I need to create my videos, and also for my personal files. If you want to know the full specs of my PC, I left a link in the description to my PC build video. On top of my PC, I have a CF Express card reader from Sabrent, and it's a speedy reader. I get an average of 850 megabytes per second and up to 2 gigabytes per second transfer speed, depending on how much footage I am transferring over. I am getting these speeds with the 512GB CF Express card from Sabrent, and this has a write speed of up to 1500 megabytes per second and a read speed of up to 1700 megabytes per second, and this card has been phenomenal for the past 2 years. Over here I have a dual SD card reader from ProGrade, and this is no slouch. It transfers my data at an average rate of 380 megabytes per second, and I use two 128GB ProGrade cards that have a read speed of up to 300 megabytes per second. So I've been thinking about sticking these readers under my desk with double-sided tape. This will not only clean up the look of my PC, but it will also make it quicker for me to access. But that would be for another day, so let's go ahead and move on. So on top of my right monitor, I have the BenQ Screen Bar Halo light that I've been using for a little over 2 years. And I really like this light because it's bright enough to light up my entire desk, and I can adjust the temperature and brightness from the wireless dial. Now on top of my left monitor, I have the Anker B600 2K video bar, and I have been using this webcam for over a year and it has been solid. The 2K video resolution is good for a webcam, and it has a built-in light that you can adjust. This also has a built-in speaker, but I don't use it since I have a dedicated set of speakers. The speakers that I have are the Logitech Z407 that come with a compact subwoofer. The speakers are loud and provide crisp audio, but the left one recently gave out, so it's time to retire it. It's a shame because I've only had these for 4 years and I really like them because they fit right under my monitors. I also have the Pixel wireless charging stand that I've been using for over 4 years, and it's been working well, but the fans do get a little loud at times. Right next to this, I have this really cool bolt action pen from Refine that you can pair up with any spinner stand. The pen has a really nice weight to it and it's fun to use. On my desk, I also have the Dvoom D2 Pixel Art Bluetooth speaker, and I had this for over 4 years, and along that time, I did drop this a couple of times and ended up breaking a key. Luckily, I didn't break the display, so I'm still using it as my clock, and you can customize the display with any creative pixel art that you can think of. Now onto the peripherals. For my keyboard, I use the Corsair K100 RGB keyboard, and this is a mechanical keyboard that has a satisfying sound when typing. I like this gaming keyboard because it has a really good build quality and it has these micro keys on the side that come very handy to launch applications or to set command shortcuts. It also has a nice volume wheel and a nice magnetic wrist rest. I did swap out some of the keycaps for the white and blue ones that you see on here, so this keyboard does not come like this. For the mouse, I have the Corsair Darkstar wireless RGB mouse, and I really like this mouse because it has 15 programmable buttons that have not only been useful for gaming, but it has also sped up my editing. Now what I have mounted on the left side here is the Blue Yeti X Pro microphone, and I have this mounted on the InnoGear mic boom arm that has managed to hold up my microphone really well for the past 4 years. Now onto the headphones that I use. I have two hanging from the bottom of my desk, and the headphone mount is from Elevation Lab. So the headphone that I use for gaming is the Sony InZone H9 wireless noise cancelling gaming headset. Before these, I had the Corsair Virtuoso's RGB headphones, but those gave me a lot of issues with connectivity. It would randomly disconnect and it was just a pain, so I ended up getting the Sony H9 to replace them. The connection on the Sony headphones have been awesome. My only complaint is with powering these on and off. There's a very loud tone and pop that is very uncomfortable to the ear, so I mostly try to turn these on before I put them on and turn them off after I take them off. Now one thing that would have made these perfect is if the microphone was detachable. Now for editing, I use the Sony MX4 wireless headphones that have excellent audio quality, and these have been working perfectly for the past 4 years. I also have these paired up to my phone so I can quickly transition from my PC to my phone. Now to finish things off, let's take a look at what I have on the side of my desk. Next to the desk control hub, I have a fingerprint sensor that makes logging in very quickly. I ran a long USB-A extension cable and used double-sided tape to stick it underneath the desk. I also added two small under the desk drawers to stick on with double-sided tape. But I don't really like these ones because they don't slide out as easily like my old ones did. But the ones that I used to have are no longer available on Amazon, so I had to stick with these ones. These are great for storing small items like flash drives and tiny multi-tools and whatnot. The one that I have on the left side is a little bigger, so that is where I like to keep my portable SSDs. Above this, I have a cable holder from FlexiSpot, and this keeps my cables nice and tidy. Now the way that I keep these cables from just dangling all over my desk is with these cable clips that stick underneath the desk. And these help keep everything tucked away nicely. Now the last item that I have on here is the Gobi RGB strip that I ran across the side of my desk to spice it up a little. I mounted the control on the left side of the desk where I can quickly access it. And these can also be connected to Wi-Fi, but I don't use that feature since I typically just keep it on blue. So that about does it for my desk setup tour. I really hope you enjoyed this video as much as I did making it. If you have any suggestions that you think would go good with my setup, let me know in the comment section, and I would love to hear about your setup. Before I go, I want to let you all know that I recently finished building my office space, so I will be making a complete office tour video soon. So if you're curious about what goes behind the scenes of making my YouTube videos, go ahead and smash that like button and subscribe to be one of the first ones to be notified when that video drops. So thank you all for sticking around, and I will talk to you on the next one.